Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about Pluto through houses 7 to 9. And yeah, let's get into this. So before we get into anything, we got to talk about what Pluto is. Pluto is originally ruled by the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio rules the themes of the underworld. So the themes of the underworld are death, rebirth, transformation, sex, power struggles, abuse, trauma, so on and so forth. Pluto in the seventh house. So somebody with this placement, they need to be careful with any business dealings or contracts. These business dealings or contracts that they get into with people can put them in a situation where they get their power taken away from them, or these contracts can be life-threatening as well if they go against the contract. It gives me very Al Capone, Pablo Escobar kind of vibes, like when you look at these individuals, the people that got involved with them, whatever kind of business dealings that they had going on with them, their life would be on the line if they go against whatever deal that they made. So Pluto in the seventh house gives me that kind of vibe where, you could get into really sketchy situations. The seventh house is also the house of marriage as well. So Pluto in the seventh house can indicate that you could be in a very controlling kind of marriage. You could be in a marriage with somebody that's very powerful. Pluto in the seventh house could also indicate abuse in marriage as well, any kind of trauma. And Pluto in the seventh house also indicates where you attract a lot of people in your life that show you the shadow side of yourself, the side of yourself that you're unaware of. And these people reflect back at you whatever hidden aspects of yourself that you're unaware of, and they make you aware of it, because the seventh house is ruled by Libra, and Libra is like a mirror. So with these people showing you these parts of yourself, it forces you into a situation where it forces you to change, because the seventh house is opposite the first house. So these individuals come into your life to change a lot of aspects about yourself. Another thing with Pluto in the seventh house, this indicates to me like somebody could be in a marriage with somebody who is very powerful. This can indicate power couple kind of vibes. You could be married to somebody who's involved in a lot of illegal criminal activity. This makes me think of Pablo Escobar's wife. She wasn't involved in these things, but since she was married to Pablo Escobar, she so happened to be surrounded by these kinds of situations due to the person that she was married to. Pluto in the seventh house also indicates to me that you get into a lot of power struggles with people that you're partnered with, whether it's business partnerships or relationships like marriage. There's a lot of power struggles on like who is the more dominant person in the relationship. So there could be a lot of themes regarding power issues going on with Pluto in the seventh house. Pluto in the eighth house. So Pluto is at home in the eighth house. It's the Scorpio house. So this is Pluto's domain. So with that being said, Pluto functions full force here. So it's very strong here. Pluto in the eighth house indicates to me that somebody with this placement has suffered with a lot of psychological trauma due to abuse of all kinds. So these people went through a lot. Pluto in the eighth house also indicates to me that you have a lot of issues with debt, both financially and spiritual debt, to where you've gotten yourself into a lot of shit to where now you owe people, whether it's money or even just energetically, you owe people, to where now you're spiritually bonded to people that you most likely don't want to be bonded to, but it's very hard to get out of that situation. Now you're stuck in a situation that's very toxic and you're suffering because of your poor choices in who you're mixing and mingling with. This placement also indicates issues with intimacy. So All your intimate relationships have been very traumatic. These relationships have caused you a lot of pain and suffering. You could have experienced a lot of abuse in your intimate relationships with people to where it's very hard for you to get close to people. You feel very sus about people. You have a hard time establishing intimacy with people because you have a hard time opening up and wanting to immerse your energy with somebody else's energy. This indicates to me you have a lot of skeletons in your closet, a lot of baggage. It could have been passed down through various connections with people. It could be ancestry, it could be familial, it could be just any kind of close bonded relationship. You've accumulated a lot of skeletons and a lot of baggage throughout your lifetimes. This can also indicate to me that Pluto in the 8th house, you have a lot of issues with taxes, loans, those kinds of things. You could have gotten yourself into a lot of trouble with these things to where you owe a lot of companies and things of that nature. Just a lot of issues regarding, sharing money. Pluto in the 9th house. So Pluto here indicates to me that you come from a past time where you were very close-minded and very simple-minded, to where you weren't really open to a lot of things or even aware of a lot of things out in the world. You were very much so bogged down by the teachings of the 3rd house, because the 3rd house is opposite the 9th house. So Pluto here is coming to forcefully change your beliefs and your perceptions on life. Pluto will do this by having you encounter people, places, and things that really transform your mindset that you once had. So say if you were once the kind of person that believed all white people were bad, until you meet a whole bunch of white people that treat you like family and they treat you very nice, and that transforms your perception that you had on these people. Things of that nature. Or it could just be more than just people. It could be certain situations that you had a certain kind of belief or perception about, and then people, places, and things come in again to show you a different side of the coin to that situation, that forces you to look at it from a different perception. I believe that these situations can play out in both a positive and a negative way. Most of the time it could probably play out in a negative way, because I feel like a lot of the times when you have a very negative experience, that really sets you straight to where it's like you have a completely different thought process on that situation. Traveling and encountering foreign cultures can really change your perception and your beliefs on different cultures and different parts of the world that you once had, to where this helps you expand further as a person, to where Pluto here helps you outgrow the teachings and the surroundings of your 3rd house, because the 3rd house is your local community, your little environment, where you grew up at, where you came from. And when you finally go out and travel and experience different cultures, that's very life-changing for you. It really opens your eyes to a lot of what's going on in the world. So definitely travel more with this placement. Traveling is definitely going to help you grow out of those 3rd house tendencies that tend to keep you stuck in a very small scope of life, to where you're not even scraping the surface on what life truly is, because you're only going by things that you've read or heard. But have you really experienced it though? That's the better question. Have you really experienced these things that you've read about or heard about from people in your environment? So going out of your environment to actually explore these things for yourself is going to be dramatically changing to your whole ideology on life. Pluto in the 9th house can also indicate that taking on a new belief system or religion can be dramatically changing to your life in general, because the ninth house rules your belief system, and your belief system is what really shapes who you are and what you experience and just your overall surroundings. You know, what you believe, so it is, you know, and that's what you're going to see in your reality. So transitioning into a new religion or a new belief system with this placement, because it could indicate that you were once maybe a Christian and now you're into spirituality, or you were once a Catholic and now you're into Buddhism, to where when you transition your belief system and your religion, that dramatically changes the experience that you have in life. It changes your whole approach to life in general, to where you get different outcomes in life from these different belief systems and religions that you're taking on. That is all I have for you guys today on Pluto Thru Houses 7 to 9. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you fuck with me. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.